everyone and Assalamu alaikum. Our group will be explaining about exploring cross-cultural dynamics, which is a collaborative video expedition on communication and negotiation in international business. The country that we chose is United States of America, USA.
So this is our team.
The United States of America is one of the world's most powerful countries, both economically and culturally. As a key center for worldwide business and diplomacy, understanding the United States' approach to communication and negotiation is important for everyone wishing to engage in cross-cultural relations. The United States is identified by its diversified population and dynamic cultural landscape, which reflect its past as a country founded on immigration and equality. This diversity is reflected in the country's corporate climate, where a variety of communication styles and negotiation approaches are used. In cross-cultural communications, Americans are recognized for their direct and plain communication style, which prioritize clarity, transparency, and efficiency. This direct approach is frequently seen as a reflection of the country's individualistic culture, which emphasizes personal accomplishment and aggressiveness are highly valued. When it comes to negotiations, the United States favors a result-oriented approach. American negotiators frequently seek mutually beneficial outcomes while being strong on their aims and objectives. The emphasis is on facts, statistics, and logical reasoning with a desire for rapid decision-making to maximize efficiency in production. Given this characteristic, the United States presents a distinct set of cultural attributes that must be understood for effective cross-cultural communication and negotiation. Engaging with American colleagues needs an awareness for their direct communication style, a strategic approach to negotiating, and a knowledge of the principles that guide their decision-making. Next is rationale for choosing the United States of America. The United States of America is a key player in international business, making it a vital country to study for cross-cultural communication and negotiation. There are several reasons why the USA is relevant in this context. So, the first one is global economic influence. The United States offers one of the world's largest economies and is home to several top international firms in a variety of fields, including technology, banking, manufacturing, and healthcare. Understanding the American approach to business procedure is essential for anybody interested in global commerce because it frequently sets standards and drives market trends around the world. Second one is cultural diversity. The United States is recognized for its cultural diversity, which comes from its past as a nation of immigrants. This multiculturalism is reflected in the country's corporate climate, which brings together different points of view and practices. Examining the United States provides insight into how cultural variety influences communication methods, negotiating tactics, and conflict resolution solutions. This makes it an ideal case study for learning how to manage a multicultural company environment. The third one is innovative business practices. The United States is frequently at the forefront of corporate innovation, ranging from technology development to creative managerial tactics. This passion for innovation influences how American business communicate and negotiate, emphasizing a straightforward and realistic approach. Learning about these approaches teaches essential lessons for responding to the rapidly changing global business landscape. The fourth one is emphasis on individualism and meritocracy. Individualism and meritocracy are important to American culture, which has resulted in a business culture that encourages personal achievement, aggressiveness, and direct communication. These cultural qualities have a considerable impact on negotiation approaches, emphasizing precision, data-driven agreements, and a focus on mutual advantage. Understanding these factors is critical for successfully negotiating with American corporations. The last one is strategic negotiation and conflict management. the United States, negotiation style is frequently strategic and result-oriented with an emphasis on reaching practical and effective outcomes. The American approach to conflict resolution is often clear and open, emphasizing constructive communication and negotiation. Studying these methods can help you develop effective tactics for handling conflict and negotiation in international situations.
Hi, my name is HAZIRAH. So now I will explain about negotiation tips specific to USA country and the outline of negotiation process in USA country. So in the global arena of international business, communication and negotiation are not just transactional, they are transformative. When engaging with partners, clients or stakeholders from the United States, it's important to understand that American business culture places a high value on directness, clarity and efficiency. In communication, Americans typically appreciate a straightforward approach, where the emphasis is on getting to the point quickly. This clarity helps in avoiding misunderstanding and ensures that all parties are on the same page. Building rapport is important, but it's often done while discussing business matters rather than through extended social interactions. When it comes to negotiation in the US, the process is usually structured and goal-oriented. American negotiations often prioritize achieving results and closing deals efficiently. It is common to see an agenda-driven approach where the negotiation process follows a clear sequence of stages, which is preparation, exchanging information, bargaining, and closing. Preparation involves thorough research and understanding of the other party's needs and position. During the exchange of information, both sides present their cases, followed by the bargaining phase where the real negotiation takes place. The focus here is on finding a win-win situation, although American negotiations can be quite competitive and assertive. Finally, the closing stage involves formalizing the agreement, often with a contract. In cross-culture context, understanding these nuances is crucial. For instance, while Americans appreciate directness, in other cultures this might be perceived as blunt or even rude. Therefore, adapting communication styles and negotiation tactics to respect cultural differences is essential for international business success. Being culturally sensitive and prepared not only helps in building stronger relationships but also in securing favorable outcomes in negotiation.
Hi, my name is Puteri binti Salim. Okay, for this slide, I will talk about key elements that distinguish the US negotiation approach. I will focus on several unique steps and considerations which are crucial for successful outcomes. Okay, the first step is preparation and research. The foundation of effective negotiation in the US is through preparation and research. This involves understanding the context of the negotiation, knowing your objective, and gathering detailed information about the other party. Adequate preparation helps negotiation anticipate challenges, identify potential opportunities, and develop strategies that align with their goals. This step is vital as it builds confidence and equips negotiation with the knowledge needed to make informed decisions. For the second step is clear goal setting, which is another hallmark of the US negotiation approach. Is the emphasis on clear goal setting. Establish specific, measurable objectives, ensure that all parties understand what is being sought from the negotiation. Clear goals help in structuring discussion, focusing on desired outcomes, and measuring progress throughout the negotiation process. This clarify enables the negotiator to stay on track and make adjustments as necessary to achieve their desired result. Okay, the third step is flexibility with concession, which is a key component of US negotiation, particularly regarding concession. Effective negotiators are willing to make concession and adapt their position to facilitate an agreement. This flexibility often involves negotiating trade-off and finding middle ground and satisfy both parties' interests. By demonstrating a willingness to compromise, negotiator can build goodwill and foster a collaborative environment conducive reaching a mutually beneficial agreement. In U.S. negotiation, relationship building plays a crucial role. Establishing a positive rapport with the other party can influence the negotiation dynamic and lead to more favorable outcomes. Building relationship involves actively listening, showing respect, and engaging in open and honest communication. A strong relationship can enhance trust, improve cooperation, and create a more constructive atmosphere for negotiating agreement. Okay, for this slide, I will talk about the key aspect of bargaining behavior. Okay, the first one is direct communication, which is in effective bargaining. Direct communication is essential. This means clearly and straightforwardly expressing your position and demands without ambiguity. By articulating your needs and interests clearly, you minimizing misunderstandings and set the stage for transparent negotiation. Direct communication helps in aligning both parties' expectations and facilitates a more efficient and productive bargaining process. The next one is win-win focus. A win-win focus is a cornerstone of effective bargaining behavior. This approach emphasizes finding solution and benefit all parties involved, rather than pursuing a zero-sum outcome where one side's gain is the other side's loss. By concentrating on mutually beneficial outcome, negotiators create opportunity for cooperation and build stronger agreement. This focus on win-win solution often lead to more sustainable and satisfactory outcomes for all parties. The last one is use of concession. Strategically offering or withholding concession is a crucial aspect of bargaining behavior. Concession involves making compromise or adjustment to advance the negotiation process. Effective negotiators use concession as a tool to demonstrate flexibility, build goodwill, and move toward an agreement. The strategic timing and nature of this concession can influence the negotiation dynamic, help to address the other party concern, and foster a cooperation atmosphere. Okay, that's all for me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
So decision making. So we see decision making style in the US state can vary depending on the context, organization, or level of government. Which is they have 5 decision making, which is government decision making, corporate decision making, justical decision making, public sector decision making, and crisis decision making. Which is for the government decision making, they have like 2 parts, which is federal level and state and local level. Which is the difference is that federal level is more to like president decision making and constitutional decision making. So for the state and local level, they have like government decision making, governor, and local government decision making. So for the second decision making, we have corporate decision making. So for the corporate, we have 3, which is top-down decision making, participal decision making, and data-driven decision making. So for the third one, we have justical decision making. Justical decision making, they have two, which is the justical review and case law development. So for the number 4, we have public sector decision making. Public sector making is more like political decision making and political analysis. Then lastly, we have number 5, crisis decision making. For the crisis decision making, they have two, which is emergency management and collaborative response.
In the United States, decision-making styles vary considerably across different domains, often influenced by the context, organizational structure, and specific circumstances. Here's a breakdown of how centralized or decentralized decision-making typically is in each of the mentioned areas. So, the first one is government decision. It making centralized and decentralized because the government decision making in the United States can be either centralized or decentralized depending on the level of government and nature of the choice. Certain government choices, particularly those involving national security, foreign policy, and federal law, are heavily centralized. Other decisions, particularly those affecting domestic policy like as education, healthcare, and transportation, frequently take a decentralized approach with major authority ceded to state and municipal governments. The second one is corporate decision making. It primarily centralized with some decentralization. In the corporate sector, decision making is more centralized, particularly in major businesses where top executive and the board of directors make critical strategic choices. However, there is a movement towards decentralization in some sectors, such as regional operation, where local managers are given more latitude to make decisions that are most appropriate for their markets. The degree of centralization varies depending on the company's culture, industry, and size. The third one is judicial decision making. In the United States, judicial decision making is largely centralized, especially at the appellate and Supreme Court levels. Judges and justices rely their rulings on legal precedents, the Constitution, and statutes, with little influence from outside sources. Lower courts and individual judges have some latitude in interpreting the law, although the legal system is hierarchical and centralized. Number 4 is public sector decision making. Public sector decision making, which comprises multiple government agencies and departments, is frequently decentralized. While central authorities such as federal or state government provide oversight and advice, decision-making within specific departments or agencies can be highly decentralized, with local officials and administrators wielding enormous power. This decentralized is particularly noticeable in education, public health, and law enforcement. Number 5, crisis decision making. So, for the crisis decision making in the United States, usually become more centralized, particularly during national emergency, natural disaster, or security concerns. The federal government, particularly the executive branch, frequently takes the initiative in organizing actions, allocating resources, and making crucial decisions. State and municipal government play a role, but the requirement for a coordinated and timely response typically needs a more centralized strategy. So, centralized is judicial decision making, crisis decision making, and corporate decision making. For decentralized, public sector decision making, government decision making, and corporate decision making.
Next, I will discuss how cultural values influence conflict resolution approaches in USA country. Cultural values deeply influence how conflicts are resolved in any society, and the United States is no exception. At the core of American cultural values is individualism, which emphasizes personal autonomy, self-expression, and the pursuit of individual goals. This value system significantly impacts how conflicts are approached and resolved in American business settings. When conflicts arise, the emphasis is often on protecting one's interests while simultaneously working toward a practical solution that satisfies all parties involved. This approach is reflected in the preference for direct communication, where issues are addressed openly and honestly without beating around the bush. Another key cultural value in the US is egalitarianism, which promotes the idea that everyone's opinion deserves respect and consideration. In conflict resolution, this translates to a focus on fairness and equality, where all parties are given an opportunity to express their views and concerns. The aim is to ensure that the resolution process is transparent and that decisions are made based on merit rather than hierarchy or status. This value fosters an environment where negotiation and compromise are seen as positive, productive strategies for resolving disputes, allowing all voices to be heard and considered. Moreover, the American emphasis on time efficiency and results-driven approach also shapes on conflict resolution. In the US, there is often a sense of urgency to resolve conflicts quickly to minimize disruption and maintain productivity. This can lead to preference or structured methods like mediation and arbitration, where a neutral party helps guide to conflicting sides toward a mutually agreeable solution. The focus remains on achieving a resolution that allows business to continue smoothly with minimal delay. Understanding this cultural value is essential for anyone involved in the international business with American partners. It allows for more effective conflict resolution by aligning approaches with the cultural expectation of directness, fairness, and efficiency that are prevalent in the US. By appreciating and adapting to these values, international business professionals can navigate conflicts more successfully, leading to stronger, more cooperative relationships. Next, I will explain about conflict management of USA country. So, for strategies for managing conflicts within the cultural context of USA country. In the landscape of international business, conflict is an inevitable part of interaction, particularly when cultural differences are at play. In the context of the United States, conflict management is often approached with a focus on resolution and efficiency. American business culture typically values direct communication and a problem-solving attitude. When conflicts arise, the preferred strategy is to address issues head-on, engaging in open and honest dialogue. The goal is to identify the root cause of the conflict quickly and work collaboratively toward a solution that satisfies all parties involved. In the US, conflicts are generally seen as problems to be solved rather than battles to be won. This means that when managing conflicts, American professionals often emphasize finding a compromise or a win-win outcome. This approach can involve negotiation where both sides make concession, or mediation where a neutral third party helps facilitate a resolution. The emphasis is on maintaining professionalism, keeping emotions in check, and focusing on the facts and the desired outcome. This pragmatic approach allows for conflict to be resolved efficiently, minimizing disruption to business operation. However, it's important to note that while directness and efficiency are valued, the American approach to conflict management also stresses the importance of preserving relationships. Even in situations where there is disagreement, there is a strong emphasis of maintaining respect and finding a solution that allows the relationship to continue positively. Understanding this cultural dynamic is crucial for anyone involved in international business with American partners. It ensures that conflicts are managed in a way that aligns with US culture, US cultural expectation, ultimately leading to more successful and harmonious business interaction.
So next is communication style, which is for the communication style for the US, which we have like direct communication, which is this does not instead to be rude or disgrace in a communication, which is, for example, criticism may be delivery in order to remain polite. And then for the American general prefer straightforward and direct approach to ensure that they are sensitive and meaningful in understanding clear and correctly. So in professional setting, this honestly that accretive in a meaning to productive and effective. So they have like three direct communication, which is speak honest, clearly, and expressly to arrive straight to the point.
In conclusion, the cultural variety, individualism, focused mindset, and meritocratic principles of the United States influence how it approaches communication and negotiation. These elements support a straightforward, goal-oriented approach in business dealings that place a high priority on efficiency, clarity, and win-win outcomes. The United States is a powerful model for negotiating the challenges of doing business internationally and navigating multicultural contexts because it places a high priority on strategic conflict management and relationship preservation. Comprehending these dynamics is crucial for professionally participating in international trade and diplomacy.
That's all from us. Thank you for watching.